Hi everyone, it's Marcie Bessaker here, and I wanted to do a card using the jar of flowers with the jar punch. So what I'm going to do is show you some tips and tricks that I've learned by playing with this set. And you can see I've already kind of pre-colored and did a few things here, but I'm going to show you what I've learned. First of all, you're going to notice on the set that it shows the two stamps here, and on these. That's because you can turn the stamp over and use the solid image. So we're going to do that first. And I pulled Pool Party out because I wanted to make the mason jar kind of a mason jar color. So I want a solid image. You're going to stamp off first, and then you're going to stamp your paper. And then I hold it down a little bit. This is called second generation stamping. This would be first generation. This is second. Some images, if I wasn't holding this so long, I could do a third. This one's going to be fairly light, which is what I want. And there you can see the image. It's light. Okay, so now I'm going to clean that off, turn it over, and now I'm going to use the darker to do the image of the mason jar. Now, if you do not line it up exactly perfect, it's okay. You're going to be using a punch to punch it out. It's going to punch out this darker image, the outline. And so you can see I went out a little bit there and out a little down here. It's okay. It gives you the idea of the jar being that color. Now, what I've done is I've also stamped the stems of the flowers. So I used garden green. And so I just kind of went in where you think that they would be, kind of put them on there. All right, so there's that. Now what you do is you can use an aqua painter or markers or whatever your coloring of choice is and color these in, okay? Then, like I said, and what I did is I just dabbed on there with an aqua painter and painted them in. You could use the blends, you could use pencils, you could use whatever you have. For the water, I used the Pool Party, the same thing with an aqua, and I just kind of made it look like there's some water. So we're going to use this one because I've already done it. It's already cut out. I'm going to put this one in there later to use another time. Okay, so that is the hint for the jar. So now what I did is then I stamped these flowers in early espresso. So I stamped the flowers and then I used blends on these, okay? But what I want to show you is a little trick about how do you get your jar not to have to be at the end of something. Because if you think about it, the jar, when you use your punch, it's gonna go in that far. But I want it to sit up on top of my wood table. So let me show you a little bit of what I'm gonna do. I am going to take this and I am going to emboss it. I want it to be a brick wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and emboss this. Put that in, I'm gonna run it through my machine. And get that impression that I want for a brick wall and a wood countertop, like a table. So here is our brick. Okay, see how it's nice and embossed, but the white looks a little too stark for me. So what I've done is I've pulled out Sahara sand and a baby wipe. So I'm going to wet this a little bit again, just lightly. You don't want a whole lot, and just run it across. The pressure is what you're going to get on the brick, okay? So now I have just enough distressed on there. You can use gray. There's all kinds of different, you could use black on red and, you know, whatever you want. Just kind of distress it up a bit so it just doesn't look so white. This is early espresso in the back. I'm gonna put that there, kind of look at it. Which bricks do you want? I think I like that. I'm gonna move this over. Okay, so now I'm gonna set this aside for a minute. It's just a tiny bit damp, not a lot, but I'm gonna set that aside really quick so I can do my embossing. I'm going to emboss my sentiment. Like I said, I'm going to use that Thanks a Bunch. I'm going to go ahead and use Versamark, and I'm going to gold emboss this. So I'm just going to eyeball it here. So I'm going to need to bring it a little closer. And there we go. Okay. And this is an embossing buddy. It has a powder in it, and it helps so that your image, your paper doesn't pick up extra embossing powder and then it sticks everywhere. And it'll just stick where the embossing powder, where the Versamark is. See? So let me heat this really quick. It'll take just a second. I'm going to show you because I know a lot of people are new. I'm going to move your embossing powder out of the way. I like to go underneath a lot, but for the video, I'll just do it this way. And underneath, I mean I like to blow it up like that. But this is a pretty good image. I don't think that the powder is going to really go far. All right, let's see. You're going to start seeing it melt. So what this is little bits of, I don't even know if it's plastic or what it is, to be honest. But you can see it melting. And this is our new cinnamon cider color. I just love it. Almost done. I haven't used my heat gun today, so it wasn't warmed up or anything, but it did a pretty quick job. All right, so that's done. I use coffee filters. We do have trays, but I tend to use coffee filters a lot. It's just easier, reusable. The powder doesn't stick to it as much. And there we go. And then I just shake this off, what tiny bit I missed. There we go. All right. So now my sentiment is done, and I'm not sure how I'm going to attach it. If I'm just going to do a bold, you know, across the bottom or what. So I'm just going to set that aside for now. All right, but let me clean this up real quick. Okay, so again, this sentiment came from the Celebrate Sunflowers, and these are gorgeous. They're so pretty. That's another video for another time. All right, so now we have our brick. It's pretty dry, and I'm going to put my wood table right there. But what I want to do first, which I already took the adhesive off of here, I'm going to put my flowers just lightly right there. Get an idea where I want my jar, so I can move this down. And then I can move my flowers right about there. So I'm going to look here, and I want to go right to this bottom here with my punch, right about there. So I'm going to get my punch. And I am going to, it won't go that far, which is okay, because I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. Because remember, I have the wood on the bottom. So now you remember, I know where I want my lid, and I want the bottom to go right there. And then I'm going to put this on top here, and it's all gonna fit great. But I still want the bottom of my jar to go right there. So now I'm gonna put my jar right in the middle is where I want it. So I'm gonna move it over just a little, and that's good for me. So there you go. You don't need this. You could save it, I guess, for something, but I don't need it. All right. So now I'm just gonna align this where I want it. Let me make sure I'm in camera here. And then I'm going to focus this right there. So I'm going to go to here and glue. So what I like to do is to bring this back in, and I'm going to glue right above, right here and below. So just kind of go here. All right here is where you want to go. Now remember that there's brick there and it's a little bit bumpy. So I just want to make sure you put enough so it will grab this paper. So now I'm going to just align this up. I'm going to align this with that line and that line. So now you know it's straight. All right, so you know that's straight now. I'm just gonna rub a little because it is a bumpy texture. Make sure you got it. Now, all you need to do is cut your back side out. So you're still using your guideline for your jar. Okay, so now it's gonna look like your jar is on the table. So what you're gonna do now is undo your jar right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a bow. So you have two layers, one on the front and one on the back. There we go. Take that off, but I'm gonna add a bow. So I'm gonna add a glue dot here. And I'm going to add it to the front of my bow right here. And then I'm going to pull this under. Okay, so I've added it to the sticky. I'm going to push my bow through, lay my mason jar down. Okay, so now you have your bow. We can fiddle with the bow a little bit later if you want to make it look a little different. But let's just make sure this is pushed down. All right, now we're going to pull this back in. All right, I'm going to trim this just a little bit. And that's fine. All right, so now your jar is right on top of the table. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take your jar here and add glue. Now this is the part you're gonna get to put your jar where you want it. I just kind of make sure you have glue everywhere, but not a whole lot. You don't want it thick. And what I'm gonna do is turn this over and kind of drop it in there. And then I'm gonna hold it with one finger or two, but you're gonna have to let go of one eventually. And you're going to just put your card down where you want it, slide it. The glue, make sure you're gonna use your multi-purpose glue because it will, oh, I'm rubbing this and I haven't glued it yet. What you're doing is you're laying your jar where you want it. And the glue gives you a little wiggle room. Okay, so now you don't want to forget your goodies that you're going to put inside here. So let's, and what I should have done, I just want to make sure when I put this on here that my flowers are going to be okay, and they are. All right, so now I'm going to take out some of these. I have a lot of the little white drops. I'm going to add a little, oops, a little more green. Just a few more green. There we go. Like beads in the bottom of some flowers. All right, now I'm ready to glue this. Remember, this is textured. You want to make sure, you don't want a whole lot, but you definitely want, you don't want to go too close to the edge either because it will squish out. But you do want to make sure you get it on there. Okay, now remember, don't forget to take the sticky part off on the back side, because that's going to help all your little beads stay inside. I'm going to pull it over here a little bit, make sure everything is in the middle. Make sure your card's going on straight where you want it, side to side. That looks good. And now I'm going to pop my flowers up. They're all on. My bow is fine with me. Now this card, obviously you're not going to put it in the mail because this will smash down and it's going to not make it through the mail very well. But to toss it into a package, toss it in, you know, hand deliver it to somebody, whatever, is really nice. So now my sentiment, I'm going to kind of think about what I want to do here. I already have a bow, so I'm not going to add that, but I am going to cut this down just a little bit. So let me put this on here like that. And I think a little on this side. All right, that's better. And I think I'm going to cut this side down about there. All right, now I'm happier with that. It's thinner, looks better. And now I think what I'm going to do, just because this has kind of a country type effect, I think I'm just going to flag this, make a little cut here on the end. And I actually think I'm going to do both sides. So if you cut down the middle and then you cut to the center, just is easier to make your banner. And I am going to pop it up, find my foam square. You know what, I'm just going to use the rest of these. I'm going to use a long strip. Let's see what this does. Might as well use what I have. Okay, and I'm just going to use a little more right here. Perfect. And I'm just going to add that right here. I wouldn't mind if it was a little tiny Thanks a Bunch, doing a little tag off of here would be super cute too. But I really like this new cinnamon color. I'm just going to add that. And there you go. There's so much more you could do. In fact, I think I'm going to add. All right, so I have the Gilded Gems, but I also have the new In Color enamel dots, which I really like too. And since I'm loving the cinnamon, do I want the cinnamon or do I want the gold? Because the gold kind of goes with the gold here. Yeah, I'm going to do these just because I want it to pop with the gold below. So I'm just going to add this here and a little one here and another little one. I think I'm just going to put it right there. There we go. That's it. So that's my helpful tip on the jar and how to do the double-sided, and definitely how to get your jar to be up higher than what you want it. So you just kind of have to figure that out with your measuring. Give yourself plenty of space and make sure you add your flowers to kind of see where you need it and how far you need it to go down so that you're not hanging over the top. That was my first mistake I did. I still put it on the table. I still worked all that out, but it ended up being the flowers were hanging off at the top, and that I just didn't like that. So here you go. I think the other really cute idea is even just to not do a bow here and do just a little knot and have it hang down. I mean, there's so many cute things you could do to add, but I like bows on my flowers, so I think that's just a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, the stamp sets are the Celebrate Flower or Celebrate Sunflower was the sentiment, and the Jar of Flowers with the punch was the main focus of the card, and I really hope you enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and I will be doing another video very soon, playing with my new toys. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love your support. If you could like my page at Marcie Bessaker Designs on Facebook, my blog, if you could subscribe to Marcie Bessaker Designs, and then also my YouTube channel, Marcie Bessaker. Thanks a lot, everybody, and have a great day.